I'm Turk Strongman at Thurankuramaturaka and speaking for the Newer Thought Group. The Newer Thought Group is an unorganized, self-supporting community founded by T. Strongman, myself, in the Earth year 2024 during the Ascending Dwapara Yuga. It conceptually arises from the aims and the essential content of the YouTube Thurankuramaturaka channel, created and ministered and narrated by T. Strongman, commencing in the year 2020. The group serves as a humble agent of universal will, acting toward the preservation, integrity, and constructive evolvement of humanity. The group's physical form is the group of its formal individuals. Its metaphysical form is the spirit and body of its thought, and the harmonizing thought vibrations of individuals, who stand external to the group's form, and who therefore also stand as informal individuals of the group. Evolving group thought originates from the intellectual property of T. Strongman and from the highest order theory and non-ceremonial, non-ritual practices known to him. The thought grounds in universal mental and physical laws and principles of operation. Excuse me. You formally stand as a Newer Thought Group individual upon your, number one, earnest affirmations of your desire to stand as such and of your relevant motives. Number two, disclosure of how the group came to your attention. For example, who recommended you to it or suggested it to you. Or the group's public disclosure here. And three, your acceptance as a formal individual of the group. Formal individuals of the group adopt as their own, as such individuals, the intent, word, and meaning of the group's three essential documents: its vision, its mission, and primary principles, those being the three documents. Currently, applications for acceptance must be emailed to me, Turk Strongman at protonmail.com. TurkStrongman at symbol protonmail.com. The three documents. The vision of the Newer Thought Group. The human race, standing as an end in itself, refined and worthy of such standing in the world, the solar system, and the universe, acting upon a sense of duty to universal will. Mission of the Newer Thought Group: to serve the universal will to constructively evolve by applying to our primary principles the law of use to affect individual and race movement away from ignorance, consciousness hijacking, and perception deception, and conversely, to affect their movement toward mastery of self by self, personal evolvement, and the establishment of true selfhood. Primary principles of the Newer Thought Group as affirmations of the formal individual. Excuse me again. I serve humanity as an individual in a Newer Thought Group arising from Thurankuramaturaka's aims and content, brought forth by T. Strongman. I refrain from publicly identifying the group's individuals and from publicly disclosing its inner affairs, as well as from publicly communicating my own personal evolvement affairs. At my discretion, I publicly share Theron Q. Ramature rocket content, and I stand open to discuss that content as well as the principles and goings-on of the newer thought group with other group individuals. I contribute to the internal and external constructive evolvement of this newer thought group according to my aptitudes and assets. I believe in the brotherhood of humanity and in the sovereignty of the individual true self. I believe in the existence of my own true self, the unchanging I, at the core of my being. I believe that it is my duty to universal will to act as its humble agent in the world voluntarily. I hold that all the universe is alive. I hold that my core desires are 7 in number, they being evolving self-knowledge, evolving consciousness, evolving love, evolving joy or bliss, evolving contentment, evolving expression, and evolving existence. I hold that all things operate in accordance with certain and immutable universal laws, and that the constructive evolvement of myself and of humanity can occur only in accordance with those same laws. I maintain that the universal laws are 7 in number, they being analogy, correspondence, rhythm, order, sequence, cyclicity, and balance. I furthermore maintain that these 7 universal laws orchestrate the 3 fundamental components of cosmic manifestation, they being consciousness, substance, and motion, working together as conscious substance in motion. And still further, I maintain excuse me, that the planes of cosmic manifestation are roughly 7 in number. The physical plane, the plane of forces, or the energetic plane, the astral, the lower mental, the higher mental, and 3 spiritual. And that these 7 correspondingly constitute each individual human being. I maintain that human potential is limitless, but that the human condition is bound by ignorance, consciousness hijacking, and perception deception. I pledge allegiance to no being or entity external to myself, worldly or otherworldly, for spiritual or personal evolvement purposes. I pledge allegiance to universal will, to the one life underlying, and to the absolute which is, regardless of cosmic manifestation, and upon which all things depend entirely for their existence. I pledge allegiance to universal mental and physical laws and to their principles of operation. In my personal evolvement, I attain knowledge through a balance of justified belief and relevant practical experience. In my personal evolvement, I as closely as possible adhere to the theoretical and practical instructions, techniques, methods of action, and way of being, provided under the name Theron Q. Ramature as created by T. Strongman, as they pass the test of reason and ring intuitively true to me. I go about all of my affairs, but especially my personal evolvement affairs, easily and without strain. I go about all of my affairs, especially my personal evolvement work, with calm and confident attention, and I treat all personal evolvement instruction as an attention training tool, focusing on words' meanings to the point of experiencing them within. I believe that the two essential antidotes to ignorance, consciousness hijacking, and perception deception are true selfhood and love, perhaps the greatest of which is love. That is the Newer Thought Group's public disclosure. This is the Ryan Q. Hijacking, and I'm Turk Stallman. Be well.